I Can't Come, your troubleshooting guide to unlocking her G-spot. When it comes to a woman's orgasmic experience, labeling something as problematic can be troubling to her, especially if the thing preventing the dream from becoming a reality is stress or doubt. The process of rooting out and resolving the issues surrounding female ejaculation is not about blame, but about understanding your lover's current experiences and working with her to improve them so that sex is more pleasurable for her and you both. Each of these 8 issues can plague a couple at any time and can often affect many other areas of your sex life as well. Tend to them sooner rather than later, and your orgasmic experience will be more enjoyable together, whether ejaculation becomes a reality for your lover or not. Don't get so caught up in the final results that you forget to enjoy the journey. Problem 1. Stress. I just don't feel up to it. A little less specific and ambiguous than issues like pressure and doubt, which we will cover later on. Generic stress keeps the physical body tense and the mind distracted from truly enjoying pleasure. If this is the root cause of any of the other problems you will read about soon, it should be addressed first rather than simply treating the symptoms. De-stress your lives. What stresses your lover out the most? What stresses you out the most? Come up with a list of the few things in your life that really stress you out and think about how you could go about bringing change into that aspect of your life. It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul, but there's always something you can do to help you relax. Try doing something to make you laugh. Worst case scenario, try bringing your lover to orgasm through clitoral stimulation or the use of a vibrator first. The orgasmic hormones and the action of clenching then releasing the muscles makes the experience very relaxing. End stress. This guided relaxation is a great way for you and your lover to bond during foreplay and intimate time together. Read this meditation out loud for her and allow her to sink down deep into a comfortable place before lovemaking. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. As you breathe in through your nose, feel the cool air fill your lungs all the way to the bottom. Allow this cleansing oxygen to fill every cell with swirling blue energy, clearing out all of the stress and negativity holding you down. Breathe out through your mouth, allowing the breath to collect all of this waste and stress as you push it out of your body, contracting your core muscles and pulling the belly in. Read this next section slowly and watch her body as she releases all of her stress and tension. Let her control the pace and breathe through each part of her body and mind. With each cycle of the breath, in and out, feel stress leaving your body. Start at the very top of your head, slowly breathing out all of the clutter in your subconsciousness, your conscious mind, your vision, your breath, your heart, your digestive system, your torso, your hips and pelvis, your reproductive system. Feel all your G-spot stress swelling in this spot. Take one long, deep breath in, and then squeeze the pelvic muscles and let the stress flow out of your body. Continue this process of squeezing the energy in and pushing it out with a variety of contractions. Let the breath flow from the pelvic region, down the legs and out of the body until you are completely relaxed. Take a few more deep breaths, bringing in clean, revitalizing energy that lights your sexual fire. And when you're ready, open your eyes. From here, go ahead and try some of the other exercises in the next sections for more ways to enjoy G-spot stimulation and encourage female ejaculation. Problem 2. Inhibitions. But what if it's gross? It may be G-spot 101, but letting go of the inhibitions inherent in the act is the only way to make the process smooth and pleasurable. How do you go about doing this? You need to start by discussing which fears your wife might be harboring. Is she concerned about the mess, the smell, and the after effects? What is it that makes sex scary? If you can discover the root of these fears, you have conquered the first step to overcoming them. The bathtub solution. A jacuzzi tub is the ultimate solution to this issue, but even if all you have is a standard-sized bathtub, you can make squirting work for you there. Aside from mess concerns she may have, being submerged in water helps to take some of the pressure off of her physically. Make sure that she is already wet before you start, with some oral or manual play to get her moist. Use some lube if you must. Draw a warm bath, not too hot and just deep enough to cover her when she's in the tub. Once she's in the tub, kneel beside her on the floor and use one hand to begin stimulating her. Start with some clitoral stimulation before you insert your fingers again. When you have your index and middle finger inserted, and being very careful not to thrust, use your fingers to press repeatedly against the spongy area of her G-spot on the front wall of her vagina. She should be able to alert you when you find it. If your balance is good, you can use your free hand to stimulate her breasts or stroke her hair. When she begins to feel the pressure build, urge her to release by stimulating her clitoris with your thumb. When you feel her pelvic floor muscles bear down on your fingers, allow them to be pushed out and see if you can feel the stream of liquid exit her body. When you are comfortable with the tub and eager to try out squirting on dry land, you can also pick up vinyl sheets for your bed. With these and some towels, you can protect your bed from any mess. Problem 3. Pressure. I can't do it with you looking at me like that. Is G-spot orgasm and female ejaculation her fantasy, or is it yours? If she feels like this is some performance she's attempting to do just for you, with no root in her own pleasure, not only are the orgasms unlikely to come when you want them, but it could build sexual resentment between you. Not every woman enjoys G-spot stimulation through the usual means, so you can always mix up your techniques and see if anything strikes her fancy, but don't push it. If she doesn't have the desire in her, focusing on it will backfire. Shift your purpose instead to giving her pleasure in the way she wants. She may find that her desires in this realm change and evolve over time as her orgasmic pleasure develops. Don't ignore your desires completely, but encourage her to explore these realms on her own and then settle your sights on making her feel good in whatever way possible. G-spot fantasy art. Have your lover create a fantasy in which the main character, ideally someone based on her, enjoys a G-spot orgasm. This doesn't have to be an erotic visual fantasy. She can create a piece of visual art, write a written story, play a song, perform a dance. She can share this art with you or keep it to herself. Perhaps the exercise will inspire her to begin keeping a creative visual journal of her sexual journey. This is designed to give her body the opportunity to express what she thinks a G-spot orgasm will feel like and truly revel in it. Problem 4. Doubt. Maybe I'm just not capable of squirting. Nearly all women have the anatomy to be capable of experiencing a G-spot orgasm and squirting, but probably not without the time and effort put in to develop this skill. Of course, she may simply not believe in her ability to be the sexually empowered woman she can be. She may have extreme difficulty trusting you to take her somewhere completely new sexually. A woman in doubt needs trust. Trust-building exercise, touch circle. This exercise is designed to help facilitate physical affection and intimacy in a variety of situations, so can actually be used in non-sexual scenarios as well. The trick is in setting the boundaries. Each person takes a turn being the center of attention and has the opportunity to set their own boundaries for the kind of touch they want to receive. Take it step by step. 1. Make up the rules. In this example, with just you and your wife, you can make your rules as arbitrary or complicated as you want. They can be based on true desires or random creative inspirations. The trick here isn't so much to find some new touch kink, but to practice setting boundaries and then working between them together. 2. Set the timer. Pick a length of time that works for you, 10 minutes or 20, maybe more. But set the timer and start your play. Touch each other in every way possible within the confines of the rules you have set. 3. Stick to the rules. By setting and sticking to certain parameters, no matter how strange or randomly conceived, over time, your lover will learn to trust you to do as you promise and mean what you say. This is a big stumbling block for a lot of couples who struggle to even begin talking about sex and the rules and boundaries of play. Develop this however you can. 4. Talk about it. Before, during, and after, spend your time talking out these rules, their purpose, their consequences. Are there any times when the timer is running that you get close to crossing a boundary? Did you notice before crossing it? Did your lover have to remind you that you were drawing near the line? This follow-up gives you the chance to develop great skills for sensing your lover's state of mind as you explore new sexual heights together. This ability allows you to seek out new experiences that border her boundaries with the confidence that you will know when to stop, and if you get too close, she will tell you. The confidence that you gain from this exercise is just as important as the trust your wife will build in you. Women are attracted to confident men, and if you know you can bring her to new heights of ecstasy without going too far, her sense of that vibe will help ease any of her fears or doubt. Problem 5. Fitness. My body isn't up to the challenge. Say it once, say it twice, but pelvic floor health is of the absolute utmost importance for any woman who wants to experience an ejaculatory orgasm. Unlike our conventional wisdom about exercise, Kegels don't have to be tedious work. In fact, they can be a lot of fun. Sexy Kegels. Your lover should practice these alone first before trying them out during sex, so she can learn to recognize the sensations. It can be difficult to isolate specific muscles in the pelvic floor without first knowing how each of them feels to be flexed and worked. You may or may not be able to feel this flexing yourself, but that isn't important right now. Improving pelvic floor fitness can be a long and challenging process, so focus on the benefits and potential for orgasmic experiences for her right now. Your wife should 1. Think of the vaginal canal like a series of levels through which orgasmic energy can be pulled up and then pushed out to stimulate and exercise the pelvic muscles. 2. One rung at a time up the ladder. She should attempt to isolate these muscles by squeezing very gently until all the muscles are clenched and tight, and then slowly release them again one at a time until everything is pushed out. 3. She can try this alone and en naturel, with an inserted finger, a sex toy, and eventually with you inside her. With enough practice, you may be able to feel the changes inside of her. Begin slowly and increase speed, then rest and begin again. 4. Each clench of muscles that pulls the energy in can bring her a bit closer to an orgasmic experience. She might even be able to have an orgasm without any touch. Practice, practice, practice. Problem 6. Health. It just doesn't feel right. Many women make it to the stage of a G-spot orgasm where they begin to feel that special pressure, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't feel right or pleasurable. There could be many causes for this resistance, easily solved by changes in diet, lifestyle, and sexual practice. She can improve her G-spot health by 1. Drink more water. Not just G-spot fluid, but any kind of sexual lubricant depends on adequate hydration on a day-to-day basis. Drink when you are thirsty, and make sure at least some of that is real, honest-to-goodness water. All of the cells in your body depend on the vitality of water. Drink up. 2. Get your vitamins and minerals. Eat a wide variety of fruits and vegetables in a number of different colors. A varied diet with lots of produce, healthy protein, and fat will give you a great mix of the many important vitamins and minerals necessary to sexual health. If you must, go ahead and take a multivitamin, but only as a last resort. Absorption is significantly better from natural food sources. In particular, try to eat foods high in things like amino acid L-arginine, B-complex vitamins, and vitamin E. If you're having trouble getting your vitamins and minerals from food, but wish to avoid drugstore supplements, try eating a teaspoonful of bee pollen a day instead. Start out slowly and work up to this dose over time. 3. Use system-stimulating herbs. There are dozens of herbs available for women's sexual systems to stimulate erectile tissues, encourage orgasm and ejaculation, balance hormones, increase pleasure, and improve lubrication and endurance. Traditional Chinese herbalists have some of the best recipes for herbal treatments, which can be prescribed personally based on your lover's needs and desired effects. Don't underestimate the power that basic lifestyle and health changes can have on your sexuality. Problem 7. Mechanics. I can feel it, but I'm not quite there yet. Instructions for finding the G-spot are all fairly simple, but alas, anatomy is significantly more complex. Getting to that magical moment isn't just about finding that one specific spot. Producing the perfect combination of sensations in that moment is a matter of focusing your intent and learning your partner's body in a more intimate way. How much do you know about the internet anatomy of the clitoris and G-spot? Study the diagrams and spend time with your lover, trying out different movements and skills. Don't just focus on the 2 fingers doing the main job up against that special spot of hers just inside the vaginal canal. Spend some time exploring all of her erotic zones. Learn what she likes when it comes to oral sex, manual stimulation, clitoral stimulation, anal play, breast, and nipple touch. Also, spend some time working directly with other kinds of orgasms. Increase her orgasmic potential through masturbation, sex toys, anal and oral sex. Practice giving her multiple orgasms to improve the neural pathways that allow her to experience pleasure. The clitoral complex is large and wrapped up with all the other reproductive organs and erogenous zones. Ramping up her orgasm, 30 days of pleasure. Commit to spending an entire month focused on experiencing pleasure together every day. Whether you spend 5 minutes or 5 hours exploring the boundaries of your pleasure, do it every day and do it together. Can you make that kind of vow? 1. Spend the first week playing with pleasure you know well and already love. What do you love about it so much? 2. Spend the second week practicing new skills and seeking out pleasures and new experiences. Where are you most inclined to experiment? 3. Spend the third week practicing again, this time focusing on combining the pleasures you know with the new pleasures you've discovered a week earlier. 4. In your final week, prepare to go all the way with your combo skills. Pick one combination of pleasures, say oral stimulation, nipple arousal, and a G-spot sex toy, and practice using it to bring your lover to orgasm every day. If she does ejaculate or have a G-spot orgasm, she may be tender and not aroused to try again. Take a break and celebrate the experience. Problem 8. Arousal. Just a little bit closer now. You may have found your way close to a G-spot orgasm if you addressed the issue of mechanics. If you're making all the right moves, you are giving her physical pleasure in all the right places. The issue very well could be a problem of arousal, not enough stimulation, either of the right kind or for enough time. Like the male prostate, the Skene's gland, which is the fluid-producing part of the G-spot complex, takes time to fill with fluid. Other ways to stimulate. If she has a kink, use it. Kinks are powerful and taboo because they work to raise arousal. Talk dirty to her. Words are incredible tools to change our experiences. Use power play, take control, or give more to her and see where it goes. Get some new toys. Nothing spices up G-spot play like something that hits the spot in a brand new way. Go for it. A human being's capacity for pleasure is in many ways similar to our capacity for pain. The levels change with time and based on our experiences, hormone levels, brain and physical activity, etc. And more importantly, with practice. If your lover is not yet experiencing arousal levels that allow her to feel pleasure with G-spot stimulation, don't feel defeated. The only thing you must do is continue dedicating yourself to increasing your wife's capacity for pleasure. Surely this is the most fun anyone can have working toward a difficult goal.